Kachan, what big stinky farts you have.
Shut up, nerd, or else I'm gonna fart in your mouth.
Well, Kachan, but if you do that, I'll like it.
Oh yeah, nerd? We'll see about that.
Oh, Kachan, that's absolutely scrumptious. Peak fiction. Yo, what is going on, guys? So we've got the brand new update coming real soon, and you already know your boy's in the dev build. He somehow snuck in. How did they let me into the dev build? Oh man, it was all leading up for this one Deku fart fetish moment. But don't worry, guys, we've got more than just that to show you. We've also got Juju Gyat on the on your screen. She like tries to seduce you, bro. She like speaks at you the whole time and like yaps at you. There's no offers right now that I can have access to in the dev build specifically, but there is some footage that I can show you of like the bundles and kind of offers that they have. These are just the ones that they showed in the Brawl Talk though. There's like nothing new it's that I can really say is like, oh, this is interesting to look at. I guess you can kind of see what it looks like when you get like a new offer. It'll look like this new thing that you click on, and if you click on it, you'll get like some 10 bling or whatever. It's not really that meaningful, but you can see here like the skin options that you can have. You're not actually going to probably get a legendary and a mythic deal in the shop that often, most likely. And I also don't know if this mythic deal skin is bugged, because it is 1,500 bling for a mythic skin, which is ridiculous. But hey, maybe they're doing like a 99% off offer or some shit. I don't know. Low-key, what's cooler to me is the fact that they actually reworked the shop at all. Like, it actually looks so much cleaner now. You don't have to like scroll through hours and hours to try to find like the one thing that you want to get to. Now all of the free stuff is probably just going to be in one place in the featured offers tab, which is really, really cool. And yeah, they also like have descriptions now of like everything. Like every offer now has like a kind of a description, which is, I don't know, I think it's like neat. I actually really like the UI changes that they've done. I also low-key really want to show you really quick, they actually revamped the animation that you get now when you unlock stuff. Look at that. Look, like I exactly said yesterday when I was watching the Brawl Talk, the animation when you get when you unlock bling, they made it so it now has like a little jumping animation, so it's a little more, I don't know, moving instead and fluid instead of static, which I think is really cool. Just like small underrated little quality of life things they've done. But you don't care about that. What you care about is all of the new buffies, the new Naja hypercharge, as well as all of the new balance changes that are coming in this update. And guys, there are a lot of brawlers being changed, bro. Holy balance changes. There's 3 buffies. There's, I think, 10 brawlers getting buffed, 8 getting nerfed, a couple brawlers that are actually getting buffed in a big way, and then some brawlers getting nerfed in a big way too. It's weird. Actually, I'm looking over this for the first time. This fucking Grom is getting nerfed. All right, I don't know what's going on. Let's go through it one by one. I guess starting off really quickly with the one hypercharge we're getting in this update. We're getting the Naja hypercharge. So this one, you know what's actually really nice is that I can actually I can test now the charge rate, because that's something that always bothered me a lot about the YouTubers that test this shit. They don't show the fucking charge rate of this. So Naja actually also is getting some nerfs, but she didn't get any nerfs to like her range at all, so that's still staying the same, and I'll talk more about her nerfs in a bit. But yeah, hypercharge, it looks like, I'm just curious, let me see how much this does. I want to just see. So boss was at 100k HP, and then oh my god. Yo, guys, the hypercharge alone just did fucking, is that over 35,000 damage in one hyper super? And I think it's supposed to do like a damaging trail or something that does, my guess is like about 800 damage or so per tick, but I don't know, I don't really know the exact details on that. As for the actual charge of the hyper here, we're looking at, so that's 1, that's 2 supers. So it's actually, I think it's like a 2.5 super charge rate on the hyper. That is unbelievable. And if that's actually the, if that's gonna be what it is on release, bro, pack it up, dude. They made, this brawler is gonna be so broken. I can't even believe it. She is getting a couple nerfs though. I guess we might as well talk about it. And these are actually really big nerfs. So Naja's second projectile, it no longer actually auto aims to enemies that are hidden in bushes. So that's one thing that was really good about Naja is before, is that her attack can scout bushes, because this kind of auto aim feature where the snake auto aims when it hits the edge of its range, that used to target enemies that were hidden and not visible by Naja herself. But now that's no longer going to happen. So yeah, she's not going to be way worse on grass maps, I think. And it's going to be way more manageable there. So like on maps like Double Swoosh, she might not be like a first pick anymore unless you go with like a specific wall break or grass break comp. Other thing, and this one's actually pretty big. I don't know if you noticed when I was throwing my snakes out, but it looks like apparently her snake HP has actually been reduced as well. Oh yeah, so now the super snakes no longer have 3200 HP, which they used to have. They now have 2400. Believe it or not, they used to have 3200 HP. So they're going to be easier to kill, which is a nice thing. They still last, I think, the same amount of time, which is about 6 seconds on the map before they decay. But yeah, that's just nice little nerf. And then, oh, other big thing too, which I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you very well, is that her super and star power snakes, they don't just explode anymore when they're defeated. They only explode now when they actually start to strike an enemy brawler. So you can see here this bot is killing these snakes and they don't blow up anymore. So that's actually really huge. And I think that's going to mean that some melee attacks might be able to take them out before like they explode and deal the poison damage anyways. We'll have to see on that, but yeah, just overall really solid nerfs to Naja. Not nerfing her basic attack though is crazy, because I feel like it's still one of the strongest parts about her, and she's still especially with the hypercharge, guys. Holy voice crack, especially with the hypercharge, guys. Like the HP of these snakes have 4,000 each. Like you get super on Naja pretty decently fast. Like it's not so bad to get it, especially with how long her range is. Yeah, Naja's gonna be absolutely broken still, but she did get some nerfs. I'm just sorry, I'm noticing right now, check this out. The Naja snake, if you shoot at someone who's in a bush, it doesn't target them. But also, if you shoot at someone that while they're behind a wall and you can see them, it doesn't target them either. Look, I'm behind a wall and it doesn't the snake doesn't target the Griff, even though he's on my screen. Like, look here, he's behind a wall, so the snake doesn't target him. And he's in the bush now, he doesn't target him either. That is really weird. Okay, wait, Naja's gonna be actually a little bit worse than I thought with these changes. That's pretty surprising. I did not expect that. All right, and with that now, I want to talk about the buffies, guys. Next up, we've got the buffies. This is what the claw machines look like now. I have everything maxed out on the dev build, so I can't I don't really want to go through the effort like showing you what it looks like to unlock all of them. I'll probably do that when the update drops on my main account anyways, right? So it'll be the same shit there, but yeah, we've got all of the buffies. They actually look pretty cool in terms of their style. They kind of, yeah, I just always like the design of buffies, and they're always underrated. But let's first just go through these buffies, I guess, and show you kind of what they're like. Is there like a cool skin I can put on? Oh, I can put on the white dwarf Colette. All right, guys, so for Colette's first buffy, we've got her gadget buffy. The gadget actually got reworked, so now it fires a projectile that charms a brawler. The annoying thing about that, though, is now you can't do the claw tech on Colette anymore, which is one thing that I've actually really gotten used to doing. And now it's its own little joystick thing, like every other gadget, which is yeah, I don't know how to feel about that, honestly, but it charms enemies, and then the buffied version makes it so that it now also pierces enemies and brawlers. So the default gadget does not pierce enemies or environments, but the buffied one does, which makes it, I think it's going to be pretty solid on some knockout maps is what I'm mostly thinking about, right? Where it's like you're gonna be using it basically as like a way to pull people like you do with an ollie mute. The stun only lasts for 1 second though, so like an ollie mute, it's not gonna pull you across the map like a gene pull, but it is still gonna be pretty useful at interrupting stuff and getting good value. So the other gadget on Colette still does the same thing that it does before, where you heal for 80% of the damage you deal, and it also does still use ammo, but now it's like Shelly's clay pigeon buffy, where it's like, you know, you have 3 charges on it, and then the charges can just like stay there and you can use them whenever you want, and then only after you use the last charge does your cooldown start ticking down. Oh, and for the buffy version now, it also over heals you for the healing that you get, which has a maximum of only 1,000 health. Why is it limited in the amount of healing that it can give you? I don't really know, or like the overshielding can give you, but I guess it would be too broken if you let Colette be too tanky. The thing about this gadget is it's competing with a hypnosis gadget that will stun you, although that gadget doesn't do any damage, then this one does. So it's kind of weird, like which one. Like at first I was thinking like I'm not sure if this one is really going to be that useful compared to like a gadget that goes through walls and stuns you, but then I just tested this, guys. Check this out. It's the Shelly bug again. Bro, every time they do this, are we gonna have the same thing where you can do a fucking double pump and instantly unload like 3 ammo at once? Like, it's a little silly to be able to just instantly unload all 3 ammo. I don't know if they're gonna fix this before it goes live. That's just a little strange. And actually, I just had a thought too. You can probably pair it with this hyper buffy too. We're gonna skip directly over the star power buffies and talk about this, because this one makes your next main attack shoot a second attack that deals less damage. I'm not sure how much less damage. It looks like it's about half of the damage. But the question is, if I hyper buffy and then use my gadget to instantly shoot out shots, does it interrupt? Oh, wait. Oh, the gadget doesn't work with the buffy attack. I think if you fire off the gadget attack, though, it doesn't prevent the second shot of the hyper buffy shot coming out. Let me test that really quick. Okay, I'm not sure if that worked or not. I think you're gonna be able to do a lot of damage with this buffy gadget. I think this is gonna be the damage one, and also it heals you. And this one is gonna be for stunning and utility. And then her 2 star power buffies push it. This one makes it so that her super actually stuns you for 0.2 seconds. At max distance, you're like able to move, I think, for a brief second at the very end of the attack. But now it stuns, so it shouldn't be able to do that anymore. Also, you just saw the buffy makes so that her dash speed is way faster now with this star power on, which I think is actually gonna be really good, because it's gonna make her less vulnerable, kind of like being super extended far out near where the enemies are, presumably, when you're using the super as like a ranged attack, which it kind of is. And that also means the projectile speed is faster too, so it's going to be easier to hit. And I think overall this first star power is going to be actually really good with the stun and the projectile speed buffs. It's going to be crazy. Second star power actually got reworked, so the default star power makes so you take 75% less damage during her super. and then she gains a 30% damage reduction shield if she hits one brawler. So right now, this star power makes it so that she gets a 20% shield for 5 seconds when she uses her super, and then every enemy you hit will add a 10% additional shield. But this reworked star power basically just gives her the shield, like the 30% shield up front, but she also then takes 75% less damage during the super itself. And so for this whole time, she's taking like basically no damage, which is actually fucking crazy. Very reminiscent of, I think, Bull's hypercharge, where during his super, he takes 80% less damage. So it's literally like Bull's hyper, but on Colette's super, but every super with the star power. That's also really insane. And also the buffied version makes it so she steals 33% of ammo from any brawler's hit, which I believe just means she steals 1 ammo, but in the case of Amber, she'll steal a third. Yeah, honestly, between these star powers, bro, I'm not sure which one is going to be better. They're both going to be crazy, because both of them are going to let Colette get more consistent damage on an enemy with the super, and like she can go for it more without worrying about just getting one shot when she goes in with the super, right? That's the big thing. And combined with her gadget buffies and her hyper buffy too, which her hypercharge is pretty fast, low-key, guys, I think Colette's actually going to be kind of viable. Like, I think she's going to be fairly strong, because in the Brawl Talk, I didn't realize how good her star power buffies were. These are like, and also the gadget thing you can do with the damage buffy, like, dude, she's going to be crazy. Oh my god, okay, this star power is crazy. Okay, nah, this star power is actually crazy. What? Let's try this one. Oh my god! Oh my god! What? Wait, yo. So the star power buffy makes it so I move faster with my super. Does the hypercharge super... Oh my god, it also moves faster. Yeah, okay, wow. Both builds are gonna be so crazy on this brawler, bro. I can't lie. Both of these are gonna be so good. And honestly, both of these gadgets too are gonna be pretty good. Actually, Colette might actually be viable, bro. Mind-boggling to say in 2026. They finally did it. Okay, let's move on now to the next brawler who's getting buffies, Griff. I don't know how long it took me to go through the Colette buffies, bro. I think it took me a while, so I might try to speed this up a little bit, because I don't want to... I like this to like long video, but like I don't want to... We have to get through all these balance changes too. Griff's first gadget buffy, he can now throw his piggy bank that explodes. It just does the regular 1600 damage. This is the buffied version, because I only have the buffied version. But yeah, it just does 1600 damage and it explodes and it breaks walls, just a normal gadget that it used to do. But now you can throw it, and so that on its own is going to be crazy value just in being able to like blow stuff up. Oh, interesting. Okay, so you can't throw it on top of the wall directly. I think Griff is low-key going to be one of the best wall breakers in the entire game. Like, Brock breaks walls with his gadget too, but he doesn't do good into aggro brawlers who would really rely on the walls, right? So that's like, even if you pick Brock as a wall break option on Hot Zone, for example, you might just get shit on by like a tank that just, you know, runs you down, or like a Mortis that runs you down, right? But Griff beats tanks and aggros and he breaks walls, which is an actually insane utility. Like, he's gonna be the best wall break option, I'm pretty sure, like 100%. Besides maybe like Frank with super, but like even then it's, you know, just go Griff. Like, it's so good. But then his buffied piggy bank also now has 5,000 health, and you can shoot it like a penny barrel to kill. To make it explode in the radius of a dynamite super, and it also does 2400 damage. One thing I actually wanted to test is if enemies will be able to shoot it too, or if it's just you. Let's see. No, okay, their enemy shots go through it, but ironically enough, yours doesn't. So if you put it in front of the enemy, you might not be able to hit them with your shots directly, but they'll still take the explosion damage. Okay, that's... Yeah, guys, the piggy bank is going to be broken. For his other gadget, though, we have the coin shower rework, which now throws coins in an area. This is a 20-second cooldown? Really? And it does, like, no damage and just, like, slowly expands in size, like, you know, inflation. And it doesn't slow or anything. It literally just does like no damage and does a little like I don't know. I mean, you could probably use it to scan for the bush in like some context, but then if you're gonna use it to scan for the bush, why not just throw the piggy bank and scan and break the bush? And like, people are gonna zone the piggy bank too because they don't want to take 1600 damage from it. Like, this gadget just seems kind of pointless to me. The nice thing is that its cooldown does start as soon as you use it, so you kind of eat into the cooldown of the gadget a little bit. By the time like the coin shower ends, your gadget's already at like 15-second cooldown timer left. But still, I just don't ever see this being used over the piggy bank. So yeah, that's kind of whatever. The gadget, it didn't get worse with the rework, but it's just outclassed by this one so much that you would never want to use it over this one, I think. Okay, now let's talk about his star powers. So he's got Keep the Change star power, which has been reworked. So now he shoots 4 rounds of coins, bro. That's insane. 4 rounds of coins. So his one attack can deal like what? I don't even know how much damage that is, but that's a lot of damage. Oh, there's a trade-off to this one. So his attack range is slightly wider now. So it's actually, I think it's going to be harder to hit people from max range with all of the coins. Oh, what? Wait, I gotta see this. Oh. Why does the star power have a trade-off? That's really weird. So the spread is wider, which means it's gonna be harder to hit people from max range with all of the coins. But you shoot a 4th round of coins, but it takes longer to unload then because of that too. So it's like, that's a little weird. The buffied version also makes it so that when you have full ammo, you have also a mega coin in the middle that does bonus damage. Wow, that's a lot of damage. Okay, with the mega coin, you can deal... you can deal almost 8,000 damage in one ammo. I mean, his normal attack does 6,700, so that's not like, that's still a lot of damage, but like, I don't know. I'm not sure if this is gonna make up for the fact that the attack spread is wider. It's like a weird Clancy now, but it's only when you have full ammo. Like, because most of the time you're not gonna be full ammo, right? You're gonna be shooting and spamming shots, so I don't know how often you're even gonna get the mega coin. I'm shooting right now, I haven't got the mega coin. I only get it when I specifically wait for the ammo to be full. I'm not sure about this star power. That's more damage is more damage, like with the 4th row of coins, but this other star power, keep the change. It looks like this one, it still just heals him for the 15% of his missing health every 2 seconds, but now when his super projectiles return, they heal him for 5% of his missing health. Wait, what? 5%? Okay, that feels like a typo, bro. 5% of his missing health. That's literally useless. I don't even know if that's a shield gear worth of health. That's like nothing, man. That's less than his default. He gets more healing waiting 2 seconds than he does from using his whole super for a heal. Okay, I am not sure about this one. This break gadget buffy is so strong. For the star power buffies to have like weird... I guess they're both mostly just buffs, but like, I'm not sure if they're as impressive. His hyper buffy though is crazy. So this one also very similar to Bull. Now his main attack will pierce enemies. I don't know if you can actually see that because they die too fast, but like you can see here, the shots are piercing through the robot. And it does also work with the star power buffy here with the mega coin. So you can get a mega coin piercing shot that just shreds people, which I think is going to be really, really strong. I just, maybe not as game breaking as I initially thought, given all the drawbacks, but he's still probably going to be broken, all things considered, with the wall break utility and just the extra damage that he will probably get in general with this like 4th row of coins, up close at least, and being able to pierce enemies. Yeah, this guy's Griff is going to be crazy. Reload speed's kind of slow. Oh, you know, one thing I didn't realize, he got his epic gear. I think did Griff have a reload gear? I might be Mandela affecting myself. Oh yeah, no, Griff has a reload. He has an epic reload gear, and I don't think they gave him a compensation buff, or if they did, I can't tell. Like the reload speed feels a little bit slower, what I'm expecting. So you're not necessarily going to be able to just like spam out shots like you used to be able to on Griff either. Low key. Okay, that's still crazy. Low key, I don't know if Griff mains are gonna like this. Okay, this is more what I'm used to. Look, dude, the attack spread increasing on that other star power is like kind of chopped, dude. Yeah, the hyper buffy still is the hyper buffy is crazy though. Damn. Oh, low key, yo guys, the star power buffy feels weird. Like, look at max range, how wide that cone is. It doesn't feel like Griff normally plays. And then the 4th wave of coins, like on every attack, because of like the width of it, it feels different from what I'm used to. I'm not sure. This might either take an adjustment period or it is just worse. Oh wait, what did the barley was able to hit my fucking piggy bank there? Wait, let me check that again. Oh my god, the barley can hit my piggy bank. Thrower attacks work, but projectile attacks don't? Huh. Bro, no. Dude, the width of the attack made that Ash live, I think. Okay, honestly, I'm not sure about this Griff buffy changes, man. This one, I actually feel less confident about than Colette. I don't know if Griff is gonna be that strong, which is weird to say. Like, I think he's just gonna mostly be a wall breaker, I feel like, because this star power making the attack wider feels... It feels weird. It just feels weird. I mean, the healing star power is still the same as before. So in theory, he's just buffed. If you think about it, if you use the healing star power, he is just buffed. So he's probably going to be broken. All right, last buffied brawler, we've got the Edgar. Okay, so Edgar's first gadget is getting a rework. So now it's like a kind of a mini buzz hook almost that when you hit an enemy with it, it'll jump towards them. And it only has a 14-second cooldown, which is actually really low. And then when you hit a wall, it'll like vault over the wall too. So you can hit walls and you can hit enemies. When it's buffied, you also get a speed boost when you successfully latch onto a wall or a brawler. So you can see I'm actually moving faster than normal. That's a really big speed boost actually. And then for his other gadget now, his hardcore gadget, this still just gives him a 3700 temporary shield when he uses it, but then when it's buffied, he gets an immunity to crowd control for 1 second. Yeah, I can't really show this one off in the training cave, but 1 second of crowd control immunity is pretty good. Like, that's gonna be enough to dodge a lot of the important stuff that he's gonna need to dodge as Edgar. This build is gonna make him really hard to counter, I think. Even though this build is also gonna make him way more mobile with a 14-second cooldown on this gadget. Ooh, I don't know which one's gonna be better. I gotta play with it. His star power buffy, so hard landing. Oh, this one synergizes really well with this jumping gadget because this one makes it so that you'll deal 1500 damage to enemies with the star power, but then you also will deal double that if you land right on the middle. So in the middle here, it deals 3000 damage. If you jump in the range, it only deals 1500 too. You know, I wonder if it's the fact that... Why did they only deal 745? Oh, whoa. Okay, so for some reason, the star power does half damage on the gadget compared to the super itself. And so the only way to really jump on someone directly is to actually land the gadget on them, and that counts as a direct hit, but that only does half of the normal damage that's supposed to be done with the star power. That's interesting. But when this star power is buffied, it also charges his super with the damage that he deals, but only in the very middle of it. So if it hits on the edge, it doesn't actually charge his super. But then when it's done in the middle, it does charge his super. It didn't charge my super. Okay, if it does, it's charging like none of it. What the fuck? Wait, what? Do you see the charge? Guys, do you see the supercharge move at all? It's not charging. Okay, I think it's bugged. Oh, apparently it's only against the training cave bots that it doesn't charge super. Okay, I'll probably test it in an actual game after this. Okay, either way, yeah, it's supposed to charge super. Okay, low key, so this star power is actually broken though. I'm not gonna lie, dealing double damage. Oh wait, it says right here how much it's supposed to charge by 25%. That's a decent amount of supercharge. His star power is broken. I'm gonna be honest. Like, double damage on Edgar's jump is like actually ridiculous if you think about it. Because 3000 damage and then plus it works with his gadgets too. Like, either way, he's just gonna one-shot you. Like, Edgar does so much damage up close now. If he runs this build, I'm not gonna lie, there's not a lot that you're gonna be able to do to stop him, because you can't stun him when he jumps on you. He deals 3000 damage when he jumps on you, and then he just one-shots you with the shield, and he gives himself 4000 HP plus his lifesteal effects. Like, I don't know guys. That's just kind of ridiculous, no? His other star power though, Fisticuffs, this one does give him 30% more healing from the damage he deals, and then if he takes a brawler down, he also heals for 30% of his max HP, which is quick calc about 2220 health. So yeah, this one is also going to be very good at chaining, I think. Like, with his hyper super, using this star power will allow you to chain from enemy to enemy and just like heal off of them pretty well. Wonder if you might even go this build, honestly. Like, you jump, or you just move around a lot and just try to heal off of people, or you go this and just like one shot any particular individual. And then, oh, hyper buffy, we gotta test that out. So hyper buffy gives him an extra set of scarves that's really cool. That reticle that they have, that it extends his range. Now, I think, from what I can tell... Oh my god. Okay, guys, check this out. So, I think... Look at this. If you jump in on someone, jump again... Oh, I didn't hypercharge right. But, like... Wait, no, that didn't work. Let me try this again. If you jump in on someone, hypercharge right after, and then that's... I mean, I don't, like... You just melt people, like, and the amount of lifesteal that you do there, like, it's not visible because I'm full HP, but the amount of lifesteal you do in that moment is like actually you just double your HP, like more than double your HP, and you just melt like that's enough probably with the hyper buffy. The extra damage you deal is probably enough to just melt every tank in the game. Like, if we're being honest, I have no idea who's gonna survive this combo, especially, in fact, if he's even using this gadget. Like, you can imagine, like, bang, 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 and then bang, you're just cooked. I'm immune to all CC. I have an extra 4000 HP. I'm healing off of that. I just dealt, I don't even know how much damage to you. Oh my gosh, guys, I think Edgar is actually gonna be meta. Oh my god. That was, okay, the amount of damage you deal with the super, bro, it's actually kind of filthy. I wonder if I just jump on this. Yeah, low-key, that's crazy. Alright, I mean, that's pretty valid. Like, just the amount of damage you deal with the hyper buffy, that's really good. Okay, so I think Edgar's gonna be very good. My guess is this star power feels it feels good when you get a kill, but that's not always guaranteed that you're gonna get the last hit. I feel like having the bonus damage just feels so good. Like 3,000 bonus damage is a little too good to pass up on. I feel like either this or this is gonna be the build, like depending on if they have CC or not, right? I think that's my vibe on the Edgar so far. He's gonna be very good though. I think he's gonna be very playable. He feels like a different flavor of Lily, if that makes sense. Like, you know, like in his way of like getting around the map and stuff. He feels like a different type of Lily, which is not necessarily a bad thing. You might actually see this brawler picked and banned without being like too toxic. Okay. Yo, maybe it's a good thing that they didn't release 6 buffies, bro. I would have been here fucking all day. This is my first time actually doing a dev build video, so let me know if you guys want me to change the format at all, because this is like kind of yeah, I'm not sure how to exactly do this in my style, but for now we'll just keep going as we've been going, and let's cover now the balance changes next, guys. So 10 brawlers have gotten buffed and then 8 have gotten nerfed. We've already discussed the Naja nerfs, although Loki got a hypercharge, so I think if anything she got buffed this update, which is crazy to say. But starting off, the first buffed brawler, we have Lumi. So Lumi's gotten a pretty huge buff here. It looks like her main attack projectile speed has gotten buffed by a pretty decent amount. Like look at how fast her balls are swinging in the air now. Like, bro, she's actually gonna hit people with these balls again, which is pretty huge, because after she got her range nerfs and everything, and like I think the unload speed got nerfed at some point too. Like, she's just not really been cooking in the meta as much as honestly she should be. So this was probably gonna help her a lot. And then also her HP has gotten buffed as well, from a base of 6,200 up to, holy shit, wait, her HP got buffed like 800 health. It's at 7,000 now. What? Hey, yo, this brawler is gonna be crazy. Projectile speed buff and an 800 health buff, bro. I guess she's not the 6-7 brawler anymore, but damn, they really want to see this Finnish lady succeed. I think she's actually going to be good. Low key, she's going to be very, very strong. Expect to see her in Brawl Cup, I guess, or monthly finals, or whatever happens in pro play. She's gonna be really, really solid as another tank counter, like an Ems type tank counter. Okay, next brawler getting buffed, we've got Lola. Holy shit, finally, I guess the pre-buffy buff. Lola's super damage fall off has been reduced from 50% to 33% when the ego is near her. Oh man, that's actually a really big change. Okay, so now a clip with Lola does what, 6,738 damage. I don't know why I laughed. Compared to the 5,040 damage that she deals right now in game, but pre-update. Guys, that's actually a generational buff, bro. That's a huge difference. Lola's already low-key like she's been kind of underrated in pro play for a long time. Nowadays, she's just not played at all compared to Buffy, Colt, or 8-bit. But like this is actually huge, especially with the star power, dude. Wait, how much damage can I deal with a star power in one shot? Yo, okay, I deal 7,700 damage with star power. Wait, and then if you use your hyper super, oh, and with the hitbox reduction that they did with the hyper super a while back too, yo. One attack deals 8,500 damage with star power. All right, that's actually really huge. Yo, Lola might actually... Okay, I guess in case the meta needed another tank counter brawler, we now have Lola, guys. Lola's gonna be pretty valid. Okay, next brawler is, of course, the Fang. So Fang has gotten a pretty decent HP buff, guys. His HP is going from 9,000 to 9,600 health at max level, which is actually pretty big if you think about it, because that's almost a shield gear health. Now, in the past, they might have done a little bit of a buff to his Divine Soul Star power, but overall, I think most people still just like to go fresh kicks in general. But I think with this buff to his HP, you might actually see Fang used a little bit more. Although with all the tank counters that we're seeing getting buffed too, maybe not. I think he's still going to be pretty terrible if we're really being honest with ourselves. But I don't know, maybe one day Fang gets buffies and then he gets immunity shield on every single super, then it'll be good. We'll see. Wait, guys, hold on. Apparently Fang... Oh my god! Yo, he's got a little bit of a wiener on his attack. Wait, that's sick. Okay, that's huge. The reticle is not accurate. Why is it not accurate? Are you kidding? Brawl Stars, please. Okay, I gotta send a note about this. Okay, but yeah, anyways, well, they just need to shorten it a little bit to make it accurate, but Fang has an aiming reticle now for his shoe, which is fucking awesome. Now you don't have to just like try to vibes his, like feel around for his shoes. He's just there now. You can just see it, which is so much better than before. Wait, maybe Fang actually will be viable. Who knows? And actually, speaking of tank counters getting buffed, Surge is also getting a buff to his super charge rate. What? Okay, so his super charge when he uses super is getting buffed the tiniest bit. And what it looks like is that it makes so that if he hits 2 people with his super, then he only needs to hit 2 shots to cycle. I think that used to be a thing and then they removed it for some reason, and now he gets us back. So if he hits 2 people with 1 super, he can then get his super back into it. I don't know if this really matters. I feel like the big issue with Surge right now is just like his damage low-key feels a little bit low. Like, it sounds weird, but 2,300 damage per attack is actually not so high for a quote-unquote tank counter. He does have long range when he gets to level 3 or 4, and He does also have a pretty decent movement speed in level 2, but like in my experience, it just doesn't feel like it's ever worth it to go surge over like a different brawler, especially with now all the buffs that other brawlers are getting. But I mean, we'll see. Maybe I think he was pulled out in NA monthly finals a couple times on double swoosh, so maybe he'll have a niche on and some gem grab context as like a mid with his super to like jump out of bad situations. And actually, that's not even the last tank counter that's getting buffed. We also have the Maisies getting buffed. Oh boy. Oh, this is the tiniest buff ever. So our pinpoint precision star power is getting its damage increase from 20% to 25% at max distance. Yeah, that I don't think that matters at all. Okay, so that's going to change your damage from, it does 3,600 right now, and now it's instead going to do 3,750. So you have 150 damage buff at max distance. Actually, you know, that's not bad. It's not as bad as I thought, like a tiny little buff. I mean, that's all right. Don't know if it's gonna make the biggest impact in practice. I mean, I don't really play a lot of Maisie these days, but Shadow would know better, I guess. I feel like a lot of people just go slow in most contexts and play her in like the mid-range anyways. Max range Maisie is like a pretty rare, more niche thing, but I guess the one Maisie player in all of ranked will enjoy this change in some contexts where they use this star power over the slow. Okay, next buff, we've got the Draco. So his, oh my god, these are big buffs, guys. His super damage reduction is getting buffed from 15% to 20%. That one is huge, okay? Damage reduction stats are always like super strong in this game, and especially Draco, who already has 11,000 health, getting a damage reduction buff in his dragon form, no less, which he basically should be cycling if he's playing well and having like all the time. Like increased damage reduction on a tank especially is gonna make it so healing synergizes better. It's gonna just make him harder to kill in general. Like he's just gonna be really good. And also his movement speed in his dragon form is also getting buffed in the same amount, so it's going from 15 to 20%. I think Draco is actually gonna be better on hot zone with all the tank counters that are getting buffed, it seems, and all the buffies that like Griff, you know, like I don't know if he's gonna be good enough to survive, but he is also one of the hardest tanks to kill in the game with his immunity gadget, so anything is possible. Who knows? I think he's low-key gonna be solid. That's my vibe on Draco's. Always like pretty, he's like a cockroach, bro. He's just impossible to kill sometimes. Plus his hypercharge is also still really good, honestly. It's just he's not picked at all right now, so people forget. Okay, so next buff is to Jaeyoung, but it's actually the really meaningless buff. It's to his time for a slow song gadget, the slow gadget. It's getting his cooldown reduced from 15 to 12 seconds. Yeah, that one, I mean, you're still gonna go damage, so I don't know if that really matters. Jaeyoung is good though right now. He's actually played a lot in bounty and knockout, and he's actually valid as just kind of like a speedster who can heal up his team and also dish out a surprising amount of damage with that damage gadget. So yeah, slow is not really gonna be used, I don't think. After that, we've got a buff to Daryl, who is getting his super damage increased from 800 to 1300. So it's getting a 500 damage buff at max level, I guess. When Bolt comes out, I think he's low-key gonna kind of fall off more, but before that, I guess now you have Daryl, who does at 500 extra damage per super connection damage, which actually, you know, now to think about it, for some people who are like Daryl mains are able to get like double rolls on people, where you can like hit the same person with a roll twice. Actually, now that with the damage buff, that's actually going to deal a substantial amount of damage. You can do like literally 2,600 damage with one super roll, and you get 2 supers per 1 super for Daryl. Maybe not as bad as you might think. I don't know, could be underrated. Okay, next 2 buffs are actually, I think, a little bit of maybe an apology for some previous mishaps. So Gigi is getting a buff where her main attack movement speed buff is going from 30% to 35%. They previously tried to buff up the movement speed on her attack to make it like so that she's like better, I guess, in general, but she's still kind of just been whatever. But that's also mostly because they nerfed her super damage in the previous patch for some reason, and now she can't like cycle supers as well anymore. Her damage cutoffs also got changed by a little bit because of the way they messed with their attack bar, but they've also, with this balance change, they are now going to add 2 ammo back to Gigi attack bars. So now when you super in with half of your ammo bar, you can deal almost 9,000 damage again. Wow, okay. And because of her movement speed buffs, I think now the more ammo is going to help her keep a movement speed buff for longer. Overall, bro, I think Gigi is actually going to be decent. Like her super damage doesn't do as much as before, and she still can't cycle off 2 people, but overall she's going to be better for sure. And we'll see if she has the sauce to handle Colt and like Rico and also Lola now and Griff, all of these buffed like or buffied tank counter brawlers with like multiple projectiles per attack. We'll see if Gigi is viable. I think she's gonna be maybe a little slept on and or underrated. Wait, yo guys, they fixed a bug with Gigi where apparently, okay, so guys, right now if you play Gigi, there is this thing where shots that split inside of her super range don't charge her super with the additional fragments. So Spike, for example, the shots splitting inside of her super range it only counts for one projectile, which is actually a really big nerf for GG, because before the recent like balance change, that wasn't the case. And each individual fragment used to count as like a projectile that would charge GG super. Well, now apparently they're fixing that. So now, I don't know if I can show this. I'm playing against bots on the dev build because I don't have any friends. I think each individual fragment will now... Yeah, look. Oh my god, I get so much of my super back. Per attack now. Yeah, each individual fragment now is going to charge GG super again. So she's going to be way better against brawlers like Spike. She's going to be way better against brawlers like Ems. Combined with also the way they've changed her basic attack again. Now she's actually going to be able to do what she did before, basically, and counter a lot of these multi-shot brawlers that she for some reason couldn't because of, I guess it's a bug, because they're calling it a brawler fix. And then last brawler getting buffs, guys, in this patch, it's literally me. Oh my gosh, we've got Glowbert the Chud. Okay, so previously he had an 8-tile range. They nerfed it to like 6.67 for no reason. But just out of spite, just to screw him over in particular. But now they're bringing his range a little bit back. It's not what it was before, but it's now going to be 7.33 tiles, I believe, if my math is not wrong. So yeah, he has a 7.33 tile range, which is longer than Poco's attack. So he has a longer range than Poco's attack again. They actually didn't implement the range buff in the dev build yet, so I can't show you what the range buff looks like, but he's going to have a longer range than Poco by a little bit, and that's also going to impact his tether range as well. So overall, he's going to be better for sure. A little bit of that sweet spot between like completely unplayable now and the most broken brawler, not the most, but the most broken support brawler that he was before the initial nerf. W changed. Maybe I might even have to pick the Glowbert back up. He was actually one of my highest win rate brawlers before he got nerfed. Although I usually mostly played him in knockout and bounty before he got nerfed, and I don't know if I really need another knockout bounty brawler. And also in gem grab too, but I don't know if I need another gem grab brawler. I need brawl ball and heist brawlers, and I don't know if Glowbert is really gonna be that for me. But overall, he's gonna be better, and he's gonna be playable again. So W agent for fixing what he messed up in the first place. Okay, and those are all of the buffs in this coming update. So now moving on to the nerfs. It looks like they're nerfing most of the broken brawlers right now, except for Sirius, I think, is missing from the nerfs for some reason. But I mean, I guess maybe in general play he's not completely broken. But overall, nerfing broken brawlers is a good thing. I'll take what I can get. They do nerf a pretty good chunk of the really strong brawlers right now. And also Grom for some reason. I don't know why they're nerfing Grom, but let's jump right into it. All right, starting off, first nerf we've got to Leon. So they are calling this a bug fix, finally. His lollipop drop gadget is no longer give him the ridiculous movement speed that he had before. It's just gonna give him a decent one. Previously, his smoke trail star power, the one where he gets an increased movement speed when he's invisible, I think they said that it was stacking with the smoke trail speed when it wasn't supposed to be. And now I think that movement speed is just completely removed. Yeah, I think it just doesn't stack at all. And also the gadget also doesn't activate Leon's smoke trails for no reason. So that's pretty good. I think honestly, Leon might actually not be like a first pick brawler in every single fucking map and mode anymore. I mean, the turret is still really strong, don't get me wrong, but yeah, not having that insane movement speed is going to make him way more manageable, I think. Also, his HP is getting nerfed from 7,200 at max level to only 6,600 at max level. That's a 600 HP nerf, which is pretty substantial, I think, for an assassin like Leon. We'll see if he's still, like, broken, but my guess is I think he'll just be strong and not broken. I think he's going to be, like, A tier, is my guess, because right now he's just easily S. Pretty solid nerfs. Next brawler getting the nerf hammer is, of course, the Ziggy, which is... It hurts my heart because I am a Ziggy merchant, but at the same time, I totally accept that he needed to get nerfed. They are nerfing his attack projectile delay. They're increasing it by a little bit. So initially, before he even got an attack like projectile delay buff at all, I believe he was around 0.8 seconds for his attack to come out. And then in the recent update, they buffed it to 0.7 seconds. So that's why if you like find... Like, if you found Ziggy's shots like undodgeable, that was basically why they buffed it by a 0.1 second in the attack delay. But now they're nerfing it to 0.75 seconds. So kind of like that sweet spot in between what it was before. Now in this most recent balance change, it's going to be kind of right in between there to see if maybe that is going to be the sweet spot for Ziggy. That's also going to impact his gadget in the same way, I believe, because the gadget just shoots basic attacks. That's a pretty solid change. We'll see how that impacts Ziggy in terms of his brokenness and ability to be countered. Also, his supercharge rate is getting reduced by a little bit, so it looks like it's being nerfed by like about 6%. I don't know how much that's gonna matter in terms of getting his super. Okay, so on the live server, it takes 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it looks like maybe, yeah, 5 hits for super. On the dev build, it takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it takes 6 hits to get super. So that tiny little change is enough to basically hold Ziggy back from getting super in an additional extra hit, which is pretty substantial, especially with the attack delay, because his attack is harder to hit than before. So a tiny little, like a 1 additional hit to get super is going to make a really big impact. And I think super charge rate nerfs also does impact hypercharge charge rate, obviously, because hypercharge is a function of how fast you get your super. So yeah, overall, you're going to need a lot more hits to get Ziggy's most powerful abilities. Not to mention, they're also nerfing this gadget, the electric shuffle. Oh, it's going from a 13-second cooldown to 17 seconds. This being on a 13-second cooldown to begin with was already too low. That was pretty insane. 17 seconds is fair, and I think now you're going to see Ziggy probably rocking gadget cooldown gear, is my guess, to bring this back down to the really low cooldown that it was before and still spam it. Overall, my guess is he's still going to be strong. I just don't think he's going to be nearly as broken. He's still going to fill the same role as before, being like a last pick or a late pick even. Because right now in rank, he's actually so strong that you can pick him early and still win into Mortis. We'll see what happens with this brawler, but overall, I think he's still going to be on the strong side. The same cannot be said about this next last pick throwerish brawler that has gotten nerfed this update, and it's Grom. Grom is getting his main attack damage nerfed from 2,280 to 2,060. His main attack is getting nerfed by 220 damage. But in exchange, I guess it's a little bit of a rework technically, because his X Factor star powers damage is being increased from 30% to 35%. Still though, right now on the live server in-game, his main attack will deal, with X Factor, it deals 2964 damage. So almost 3,000 damage per attack with X Factor on the live server. In the dev build with this update, he's dealing 2781 damage, so that's a pretty substantial nerf to his basic attack no matter what. And like, that's on the tip. Like, well, in the middle, he's dealing significantly less damage than before. Okay, I just tested it too. It still takes 5 hits for super either way, regardless of the damage buff. Still though, like, this nerf is, it feels a little uncalled for, considering at the high level he's just not played at all. But I can imagine that they did this based on some statistics, because he is the maxed out brawler for the rank season. I assume that he is just a menace in the mid ladder area. Actually, Adrian has written a note here, a little blurb, and according to him, on this balance change specifically, Grom is top 15 in win rates in legendary 3+ ranked matches. And so I guess he sees this as a reason to nerf Grom's damage output. Okay, the thing is though with Grom is like, he is a bit of a noob stomper, right? Like, he's very punishing for people who, 1, don't know how to dodge his shots, or 2, don't have any answers to Grom on some maps. Like, especially on Knockout, Grom last pick can be very strong if you don't have any answers, like a Brock for wall break or Gray or Mortis or something. And so it makes sense that his win rate is high even in legendary 3+ ranked matches, because he's only ever picked in situations where he's good in legendary 3+ ranked matches. The thing that kind of makes me wonder is like, well, any thrower would probably also be good in the last pick, like Grom doesn't have a high win rate. But I guess Grom specifically has a high win rate, unlike other throwers, because he just does better in the last pick scenario, I guess, and he just is more punishing. So, you know, I mean, he does have a top 15 win rate, I guess. So maybe that just kind of speaks for itself, and he does deserve a nerf. I don't know, though. It doesn't really sound right to nerf a brawler that I don't consider that good. It just seems weird to me. It really does seem weird to me, but I can understand, I guess, if he is too good in some scenarios, but the damage nerf does feel pretty harsh. Like, it's a bigger nerf than even what Ziggy got, in my opinion. I don't know. We'll see. If there are any Grom players out there, let me know how it feels to play Grom after this update, because I'm not sure if I will be... I wasn't doing it before, and I'm not going to be doing it after this balance change, for being totally honest. Okay, next nerf. This one is very deserved. Oh my god, Mortis is getting a nerf, although it's a pretty minor nerf, which I'm actually kind of sad about. So they're nerfing his Coiled Snake Buffy. The damage reduction on it is going from 40% to 35%. Finally, guys, they're nerfing Buffies instead of nerfing the Brawler itself. Wow, rejoice. Except this is like the most meaningless nerf ever. I don't think this is gonna matter. Mortis, guys, I don't think Mortis even necessarily care that much about the damage reduction on the Coiled Snake. Like, it helps, but if they didn't have it, they'd still be doing the same thing. They'd still be running Coiled Snake. The decreased dash waiting time to get the long dash is like, that's what they use it for, and they just fucking run around and what team like with Hyper Buffy. Yeah, okay, cool. He's still gonna be broken. And I'm still probably gonna ban him or take him when he's open and throw my game. Okay, next brawler getting nerfed. We have got the Pierce nerfs. Holy, finally Pierce nerf. His super damage is getting decreased from 3200 to 2800. A 400 damage nerf to his super. Very deserved. That super is broken, and it goes through walls, and it homes, and it's undodgeable, and it literally is auto aimable as long as you aren't at max range, and it will kill people. And I think the hypercharge is also getting nerfed. Let me just double check that. So super here, 2800. All right, fair enough. Unfortunately, his basic attack is staying the same as before, so it's still going to deal like 3000. Let's check the hypercharge damage if this will... Yeah, this hypercharge got nerfed too, so not only does 2970 and 1400 something, I don't remember what it said. But yeah, so Pierce is getting nerfed, his super damage is going down. Also, his star power slow effect is getting reduced from 30% to 25% slow. Okay, so Pierce is functionally not really that nerfed still, besides for the super damage a little bit. That will change some interactions, but the slow is still probably going to be the better star power and as oppressive as before. And he's still going to spam out infinite ammo. He's still going to deal a shit ton of damage with all of his like projectiles and fragments and piss shots, and his hypercharge is still gonna just team wipe you. So I don't know if this nerf is enough. I mean, I play Pierce myself, so I guess I won't be too I won't complain too much that a sniper option of mine that I actually use is staying strong. And yeah, I also made sure that Nani's not getting nerfed, thank god, because that would be bullshit if she got nerfed before any other fucking Buffy brawlers. Bull is not getting nerfed either in this patch. Let's move on to the next nerf. All right, next nerf, we've got Clancy. His main attack range, oh, it's getting reduced. Wait, what? Okay, so Clancy's range right now is about 8.33 tiles, which is very long. I believe it's as long as Sphinx's middle attack. So Clancy was kind of like a menace in those open maps. Like, you could get level very easily in the open maps. Like, it felt so easy to get level that I was actually running sometimes even neither of the token increasing star power or gadget builds, just going pure ammo reload and dash, and it was working. It was doing really well. Clancy level 3 with the recent change too to where his attack spread is just like, he's just so good at shredding now and even getting his level at all. But now they're nerfing his range from 8.33 tiles to only 7.67 tiles. So his range is getting decreased by about 2/3 of a tile, and that range 7.67 tiles is exactly what Clancy's range was before he even got the buff to begin with. So they're undoing that buff while keeping the other buffs that they did do to Clancy, which is to his HP and also to his stage 3 spread. That is also still staying, but his range is being removed. I mean, I really liked playing Clancy with the range buffs and everything that he got. I don't know if he's going to be as good anymore, because like the range buff is what allowed him to get to level 3 in the first place, because he was able to hit people from like a range where he otherwise couldn't reach before, and that allowed him to like work in a lot more situations. And he also, I don't think he was like broken by any means. He was still very counterable in at least high ladder, but I think especially in the mid ladder range, he's probably way too oppressive. And now that it's harder to actually level up because his range is shorter, it'll probably be easier to camp him out for more players than before, at the very least. My guess is with these nerfs, you might need to go get dash Clancy more often. The dash also did get buffed in the previous patch to get its cooldown reduced, and that hasn't been nerfed at all in this update. So dash Clancy is still going to be pretty solid, and I think you might have to go dash with recon most of the time now instead of going pumping up with like snappy shooting, unless you're facing like triple tank, which is kind of rare. I think you might have to go this build more often to try to like maneuver around the map, dash up, close the gap on people, and try to get your levels, and just hope that you can get level 3, and then after that you'll still probably be very strong, but just not nearly as broken as before. Overall, fair nerf, a little bit of a shame. He'll be okay in the right scenario. It's just there's going to be a lot of other tank counters that are getting buffed up now, which I think might outshine Clancy a little bit more. We'll see how things pan out though. I will be testing this all, of course, on the channel. Like and subscribe for that. Last nerf on this list, we have got a nerf to BB. This one's a little strange. I didn't consider BB to be like a broken brawler by any means. I think Bull is like a much scarier tank right now in the meta, but he's not getting nerfed and BB is. So BB's star power, the home run bat, the bonus damage that she's getting on her next attack is going from 20% to 15%. I think that is a buffied effect, and I think that is probably a reasonable nerf to give her. I don't think she needs necessarily like extra damage on her charge swing, but she has that nerfed now by a tiny bit. And also on her vitamin booster gadget, the healing that she's gonna get from the next attack that she gets, she actually, if you don't know, gets bonus healing on her next swing when she uses this gadget. That's why it turns blue. That's going from 60% to a 50% healing. So what that looks like in practice is right now on the live server, BB's damage is 3360 and she heals 2016 when she hits a swing on someone. In the dev build, she's gonna only heal 1610, which is actually a pretty substantial nerf to the healing that she gets. The damage nerf is like not as noticeable. Overall, I think these nerfs are going to make her way more manageable with her most common build. In my experience, I don't know if like BB really needed nerfs, to be honest, but she seemed manageable, and I honestly don't even see her picked that much, except for as a counter to Shade, by the way. She's a pretty decent counter into Shade, but besides that, I don't know. I guess in the mid ladder though, again, she's just probably too much, and maybe even too much in high ladder as well, in the context where she is picked. So yeah, those are all of the nerfs that are coming. There are also a whole additional set of Brawl Arena balance changes, which are coming as well. I don't know if I can go over all of that right now. So instead, I'll just throw up really quickly on the screen right here. These are all the Brawl Arena balance changes. You can screenshot that if you want to, but I'm not going to go into it more in depth. I haven't personally been keeping up with Brawl Arena too much. I still think we need a way to see the actual Brawl Arena stat scalings somewhere, which isn't in the game yet, and it actually still pisses me off. So I don't play the game mode as much anymore. But yeah, just something to keep in mind. And oh, also, check out the new friends list, guys. I don't have any friends. If I did, it would be so cool to have this cool new friends list. And you can sort by the favorites now as well and do all this cool stuff. Seems cool. I actually really like what they did with the new UI. There is also a way to report people in-game as well now for trophy games. That is something that was announced and is now coming, I believe, in this update. Same thing is also going to apply to Mega Pig and new Brawler release events. So you can report people everywhere, guys. Gotta be on your best behavior. No more trolling, because you will get punished. Like the bad boy you are. Some other really big changes, like I've already kind of shown you now, each Buffy machine is going to be per trio. There's going to be a random new Buffy offer. It's gone. I can't show. It was there before, you remember. There's going to be a random new Buffy offer in the shop for every update instead of per claw machine, but it's just keeping what was the same as before. Okay, apparently they've also fixed some issue with Hank's attack where you could perform like an invisible attack by quickly circling the main attack. I don't know what that means. If there's a Hank main out there that knows what that means, let me know, but I couldn't figure out what that was, so I just whatever. Oh wait, this is another huge change actually. They're also fixing an issue where apparently Gene Super and Gray Gadget could bypass crowd control immunity. I do recall when I was testing Frank's crowd control immunity gadget that like he couldn't block Gene pull for some reason, but I thought that was just an intended mechanic. I guess that's not intentional, and now Frank and I guess now Edgar with crowd control immunity Buffy they'll be able to body block Gene pulls and Gray gadgets, and maybe even probably I guess they could have always blocked Colette and Ollie hypnosis. That's interesting. We'll see if that ends up working out to be like a solid way to counter these abilities. Maybe it will, maybe not. But that is just something to note now. They're also fixing a bug with Sirius where his clones, if you guys don't know, there's a bug with Sirius's clones right now where if they have multiple attack types like Kenji or Ali, it's most noticeable on those two, each type of attack has its own ammo bar. And so if you're facing a Kenji, he might just be spamming ammo and that he just never runs out. Or same with Ali, if she's like sitting like kind of in between grass and land, an Ali clone will just be able to infinitely attack you, which is really stupid. Now that's being fixed, so now they're going to share an ammo type again. Wait, yo, okay, there's another really crazy nerf. So there's a cheese you can do called the Doug Janet cheese, where Doug can hypercharge Janet as she's flying, and then the Doug hyper will hit people while they're on the floor. Apparently, I guess that's a bug where now you're not going to be able to hit people with the Doug hypercharge while Janet is flying. I guess that's a bug. I don't know, but that's being removed, which also means I think that's not going to charge Janet's super anymore. So she's not going to be able to get infinite flight. So this whole combo is basically dead. And now you're only going to be able to do Doug Gray cheese and not Doug Janet. Yeah, weird, but I guess fair enough. But Doug Gray cheese is probably still the one that I see more often on Knockout anyway, so I feel like that's still being in the, I mean, I guess that one's intentional, but like the Janet one not being intentional, that's strange, but I guess whatever. And then last bug fix, they also fixed an issue where Spike's popping pincushion gadget again was for some reason not applying distance-based damage scaling on both regular and buffied versions. So that was a bug. I think I actually encountered that bug literally in one of my videos recently, but they're fixing that as well. So yeah, those are all the changes to brawlers and bug fixes that are coming in this upcoming update. That's a whole lot of shit. Holy fuck, I'm so this video is so long. But now that I had the dev build, I wanted to like try playing around with it myself, like get my kind of a hands-on experience, and I just kind of played around with everything for maybe a little bit too long. But let me know, yeah, what you guys think about this format, if there's like a different way you want me to do it going forward, or if you don't mind about the length and in fact longer you would consider to be better. That's gonna be it for me for now. Take care of yourselves. I'll catch you all tomorrow with Brawler sneak peeks next. Oh boy, we're gonna do Brawler sneak peeks after this. Gonna be an exciting few days. Oh, and if you're watching this, I think I'm also gonna be streaming the NA Monthly Finals on Sunday. So that's also happening. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you guys there or on the upcoming Brawler sneak peek. Mwah. Subscribe, like, use code Bedlam. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.